welcome to the channel. This is
Eric.
Nzilani Mulati.
Yeah.
Yes. So today we've been having a good conversation, and please catch it the next video on who apologizes first. And so now today we are taking that to the next level and talking about
conflict resolution.
Hey.
And we're going to look at what are the areas of conflict in marriage and relationships. What are the, how do people fight? Fighting styles. Yeah. People fight differently. People have different weapons.
Porcupine.
Yeah. And lessons we've learned that have helped us navigate conflict in our marriage. Yeah. So, Nzilani, what are some of the areas that people fight over, in marriage?
Okay, can I already tell you why I'm laughing?
Yeah.
Nowadays, when we're having like conflict or I'm about to raise something, usually tell me, I don't want an argument.
I see you from far.
I see that. No.
See you from miles away.
So, but it's not always been that way. We've had different motions. So in terms of conflict, the first thing is, I think conflict stems from one, feeling the other person just doesn't understand you. This person, imagine they are just not understanding me. They're not helping me go through.
They've not prioritized my needs. They're selfish.
Yeah. They're just selfish. Yeah. And then another area of conflict also that we've seen in our marriage is based on how you grew up. So what something means to me is very different to what something means to you. Okay? So as something as simple as what? For example, if maybe, what example?
I don't know what you mean. You have to explain it.
So for example, basic example, like maybe you're eating chicken.
So another area of conflict
Can
is...
Can you say that one?
Another area of conflict is she thinks I know what she's saying and I don't know, like right now. She's saying, yeah, like that one, what should I say? I don't know. I'm not an angel. Tell me exactly what you mean. So gray areas in marriage are areas of conflict. You thought he knows what you're saying. Yeah. I don't know. Tell me exactly what you're saying.
And it's so interesting because I think ladies always feel like you know.
When you're talking with your other ladies, you finish each other's sentences.
Yeah.
We don't. We don't. If you've not said it, we don't know what you're saying. So that's another area of conflict. So what were you saying?
Yeah. So context of how we grew up. So for example, if it's chicken and you grew up maybe eating the drumstick, and maybe the drumstick maybe was for men, and then now we are married. I like drumsticks. I put for myself too. You see, that is an area of.
Or in the house there used to be a dad's seat.
Yeah.
And the dad sits on this seat, and now someone has sat on my seat. Cultural context.
Yeah. So key things.
Perception on how you grew up. Yes. And how you place value on things.
Yes, and how we've been created differently, men and women.
Another big one is actually trauma.
Oh, yeah.
There are things that happen to you as you grew up that you've not resolved. Yeah. That even you don't know you're like that. Because you get into marriage and your spouse just brings out and exposes areas in your heart and in your life that you don't know you are like that. You always thought you are an angel, you are a good person, you're generous. Then you get married. Then you remember how you were growing up and how that person was mean to you. And how this spouse now is reminding you of that. And so trauma and unresolved issues are our biggest, contributor to conflict.
So you said 4 things.
Yes.
1, feeling the other person doesn't understand you.
Yeah.
2, how you grew up, the roles, you had expectations.
Yes.
3,
trauma.
And then 4, how we've been uniquely created differently, men and women.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, and so in our marriage, like an area of conflict is, let me pick this one. We are 1 year married, and Nzilani tells me, hey, I'm moving to business. I've left work.
Can you like picking that one?
You see? I picked the example that she'll not say no, it wasn't. So
that one you picked a lot, but keep going.
Yeah, so based on how I grew up, having come from a background where there's a lot of financial difficulty, you don't just leave work. You work. So you don't suffer enough financial challenges. And here, her having come from a slightly better background, the freedom to fire your boss, move, do business, so we didn't quite see things the same way. And I felt she didn't listen to me. And she went ahead and made the decision without my input. You see, I place value on working. She placed value on having freedom and expression and being able to do what she wants when she wants. And we were seeing things differently. My parents lost their jobs, very early in their 40s. And so that was those trauma that I'd gone through during that season that was not resolved, that her action triggered memories, and so that was a very difficult season for me. And there were many areas of conflict that came out of that. So yes, there was her part, but there was my part where I had also unresolved trauma and conflict. And so that's an example. So there are many things that will happen for you in your marriage, in your relationship, and there is unresolved internal things that you have to look at, and there are other things that your spouse is causing to happen to you.
Yeah, and I actually remember that conflict, and I think it was, once I went into business, this is what I thought business was, and this is actually what we got to experience. It was a very difficult time, and I don't know what happened. It's like Murphy just showed up. The minute I got into business, my goodness, the business just went under.
Our income went down.
It was just a very difficult season. Then, so we were trying to now, so that was a wrong decision already. Then now I'm trying to patch things up, do this. Every other financial decision in that season was also a wrong decision. And so it brought a lot of pain, I would say, and conflict. Yeah. So how did we handle it? What happened, and where are you at now? Where are we at now?
So people fight differently. They are porcupines. Porcupines are people who throw darts. When there's an issue, they're throwing darts at everyone, and they
blaming.
Yeah, you throw that, you divert attention. Yeah. So no, see, it wasn't you resigned. It's you who you should have told me. And you don't take responsibility. Then
that's how I was handling.
That's you were blaming me, not looking at yourself. And then for me, I was in that season, I was a tortoise, because she was throwing darts. Me just went in and caved, and went into the man cave. And I wasn't talking. I wasn't expressing myself. I'm like, since you are making decisions without consulting me, you do your life, keep doing it. I was quiet. You see, that's a way of fighting where you withdraw attention and affection, which affects the other person. And there's the hedgehog. Hedgehog or a skunk. A skunk throws data. So you make the other person look bad, so that you don't take responsibility. Yeah. So people fight differently during conflict, but the ultimate, which we are still working on, is to grow to a place of love, where you extend grace and know, hey, that was a mistake. Acknowledge it. That's a mistake. I'm sorry. You know, I should have handled it better. I'm sorry. You know, I forgive you. You know, it's okay. You know, embracing and healing and forgiveness.
Yeah. So, hey, yeah, that one was a very intense time. So now.
So we're saying how we've learned, what we learned.
So I think the key things we learned is, one, we actually had to, like, I had to own up and say, you know what, that was a wrong decision that I made, and I'm sorry I did that, you know. And then we actually now opened up a conversation to, you know, talking about the trauma, you know, childhood trauma, talking about
our fears,
you know, our plans, just many things. And then we actually now went to our father and said, hey, imagine we've made a mistake. We're in this situation, things are very tough financially, help us. And you know, we've covered more details on that on another video, but now we were able to really have the Father, God our Father, clothe us and cover us in his love. And then we're able now to extend grace to each other and take a step. So then later on, I actually, you know, looked for a job, and I got a job, you know, and then now that helps in our to really strengthen things in the family financially.
As you've talked, the story of the prodigal son in the Bible has been highlighted. So he messed up, went straight in the pits, but the journey of restoration started with, number one, he came to himself. So you have to come to your conscience, you have to come to acknowledging that this is the situation, I'm wrong, I need to go back. And then he went back home to the father. Okay, so there has to be an action of going back, taking action to correct. Yeah, and then the father, 3 things happened. In fact, 4. Number one, he was given a ring, which is a sign of identity. You know, healing, internal trauma being, you know, a restoration of who you are. Then he was given a robe, which means the shame is covered. So in our relationship, we cover each other, you know, out of shame. Like we've shared that story here, not to expose each other, but so that you can learn, because we already covered each other. There's no shame.
Our Father covered us.
Yes. Number 3, those sandals. So you have to change your ways and walk differently. You can't just, like, for example, using the same example, wake up and resign again without conflict. So there has to be a shift, okay?
Yeah.
And change in the way. And then those, a fattened calf. So it means there has to be celebration and healing and sealing of that season, so that you do not keep remembering and reminding each other. Yeah.
And it's good you brought up the prodigal story, because just, you know, as we wind up, the interesting thing is when you've undergone that journey of transformation, there's still the older brother who may see you, you know, in context of who you used to be. So if that happens, I mean, it's fine, but the most important thing is you as a couple, and, you know, God being your father, what transformation have you undergone, and, you know, keeping and celebrating that transformation despite what anybody else says.
And the journeys you go through become like the marks that Jesus had. They're evidence that you've overcome, and that you're moving from one season to another and becoming better and better. As now we're in our 12th year of marriage, you know, we are still growing.
We are not even teenagers yet.
Yes, we are not teenagers in our marriage yet. Yeah, so we are about to enter teenagehood. Yeah, so we are grateful for the seasons we've learned. That's why even we're here, we are sharing some of the things we've learned. So let us know what you think. You know, do you agree? Do you disagree? You know, share this, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.